What's up, guys? Welcome back to Decent Garage. Today we're doing a little more maintenance on the crew cab. So got my brother-in-law Matthew here from Alaska. If any of you guys watched the video about building the crew cab, it was him and I who built it. So it's good to be back together doing work on the truck. So what we're going to do today, the rear drum brakes in this truck have not been touched to my knowledge. I haven't done it since I've owned it, and I think it needs to be done. So we got all the parts for it right here. New shoes, new wheel cylinders, and these are upgraded ones. I read about using the upgraded Chevy ones, and then this is just the spring kit. So let's get to it. We're already working on getting the wheels off. We'll get them changed out and see how it is. Alright guys, so I've never done drums before, so what we did this whole side first just to kind of crash through it. Matthew's done it before, so we kind of crashed through it. But now we're going to do the other side, show you guys how to do it, and then we're going to bleed the brakes and get them all adjusted, and we should be good to go. So anyways, I did one side, did it off camera because I wanted to kind of learn how to do it first. But now we're going to hop over to this side and do this side. So let's get to it. First, we're going to take the axle out. Okay, so we got this little wedge thing in here that we just have to take out. And then we've got this axle nut, and it is, let's see if you can see that, 2 9/16. All right, I would say these things are due. So we have all new springs, new wheel cylinder, and new shoes. The drums, we inspected those and they looked fine, so we're just going to keep using those. So let's get to taking the shoes off now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the e-brake assembly off. There's a nut back there, 7/16. So we'll undo that nut and then let this assembly kind of fall forward.
Probably don't even have to.
Okay, we take the adjuster out of the bottom of the shoes. Pull the rods out of the wheel cylinder. We actually need to use these on the new wheel cylinder. I don't know if it's usual that the wheel cylinder to the new one didn't come with them, but we just reuse these. So to get the wheel cylinder off, so you got two bolts here holding it on, which are 1/2 inch, and then you've got the brake line, which is 3/8 of an inch. So be careful not to strip this. We had to get a torch and kind of heat up this backing plate and be careful around the brake line to get some heat in there. And that's what we did on the other side, and it came off fine. So we're gonna try that on this side, and should come off, so we'll see. All right guys, so I cut out, trying to get that wheel cylinder off, because let me show you the brake line. Even heating it up, PB blaster, it wouldn't come off. So what we did, there's 2 1/2-inch bolts that hold that wheel cylinder in. So we took those bolts out, and then we pushed the wheel cylinder through, and the brake line was still attached. So you don't want to pull it through really hard because you don't want to stretch that line, but we pulled it through enough that we could get a better grip on the nut, on the flare nut for the brake line. And then we used some channel locks and actually turned the wheel cylinder around the nut for the brake line, and that ended up working. So it came off, the line is fine. So we are good to start cleaning stuff up a little bit and putting it all back together. So here, this is the old wheel cylinder. This is the new one. So this is not the direct replacement. This is one I did some research, and the GM cylinder is slightly bigger, so it's supposed to be a little bit better. So there's the part number if you want to do that. We already put the one in the other side and it fit just fine. The only difference is where the brake line goes in on this, it comes out at an angle. Where it comes into this one, it comes straight in. So you have to kind of bend your brake line just a little bit so that the nut goes straight into the wheel cylinder instead of coming in at an angle. So that's the only difference. Like I said, we put it in the other side and it fit just fine. The parking brake assembly fit around it just fine, so I think it should work. And it did not come with the little piston, so that's why we pulled them out of here to reuse in this one. So anyways, we're going to hook this back up. That's pretty straightforward, and then bolt it back to the backing plate, and we'll be ready to assemble everything. All right guys, we got the wheel cylinder in there, so we are ready to put the new shoes back on, put all the springs on it. There are specific tools for this job, like this. I'm not super sure that I know exactly how to use them, but we get the job done on this. We did it on the other side and it worked, so no hate comments about my use of the brake tools, but we'll get it done. So we've got the new shoes here, and what you need to do on the old shoes, you'll see there's this little, it's almost like a curved piece that routes the cable for the parking brake. And it's just got 2 kind of little pegs there that are folded through, so you have to unfold those and pull it out, move it over to the new shoe, and then you have to take this assembly off, which is a matter of just taking this little wire off right here, right there, and then move that over to this peg. Okay, so that's what you have to get off the old shoe. So we're going to do that real quick and then go put them on. So in your spring kit, you're going to have these little J-shaped springs, and these just route right in through the back of the backing plate. Okay. And then there's this red spring that needs to attach to that J kind of whatever it is, attachment point. Come on. Yeah!
Hey. First try.
That is how you use the brake spring tool.
Maybe.
Textbook. Maybe. Okay. Ah. All right, guys. So it's all put back together. I'm gonna put just a little bit of gear oil here on the spindle, and then we'll put the drum back on and the axle nut and button it back up, put it together. So I'll get it to that point. We need to bleed the brakes, but we're losing light quick, so we probably won't be able to get to that today, but that'll be in the same video. So tomorrow we'll bleed the brakes and take it for a test drive, get them all adjusted, and should be good. So fun project. Again, first time I've ever done this. So let's get this button back up. All right, guys, that's it for today. We have quite the mess so I'm gonna leave the wheels off for now. Tomorrow, when there's more light, we're gonna bleed the brakes, torque down the axle bolts. But tonight I'm gonna clean up all the crap, get this all cleaned up. So you guys don't have to watch that though. You don't deserve to be put through that. So tomorrow, which for you guys will be just a couple seconds, we'll bleed the brakes, put the wheels back on, and take it for a test drive. So we will see you in a couple seconds. All right, guys, it's the next day. We are out here and we are going to bleed these bad boys real quick. Ready?
Yep.
All right, guys, it's all bled. Just torquing down the last lug nuts. So let's take it for a drive. I'm not expecting much because, you know, the drums don't do not near as much as the front disc brakes. So we'll see how it is. But it feels good to have that done. You can see how bad those brake shoes were. So let's take it for a drive and I'll report back when we're done. One thing I didn't show you guys is last night I came out here and pressure washed the brake drums, so everything was all cleaned up really nice. I didn't leave the drums all you know, covered in grease and crap. So anyways, let's see how she rides. Okay, here we go. Pedal feels like it's soft.
Pedal?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hold on, let me see.
You can drive it in reverse for a little bit.
Oh yeah, whoa. So pedal's a little bit soft. We're gonna drive in reverse and see if it'll self-adjust. Yeah, it's
That's probably air if it's super soft.
Should we bleed it again?
How bad is it?
I mean, I go all the way to there. Once I get to the spot, but it's like almost to the floor.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably bleed it some more.
Let's go around the block and pump the air through, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we did it. It took bleeding them probably 4 or 5 times. We bled them with it turned off, and then we turned it on and bled them because it still wasn't working, but it's finally feeling exactly how it felt prior, at least the firmness of the brake pedal. And it does feel like it stops a little bit better. So think we're good to go. I'll keep you guys updated over the next couple weeks how it turns out, if I realize I run into any issues or anything. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video if you haven't yet. Thanks to Matthew for the guest appearance.
Yep.
We'll see you guys in the next video.